Hey everybody, my name is Phillip Shepard. I'm a local real estate agent located right here in Northwest Arkansas. And today, we are talking about my perfect day, my absolute perfect day in Rogers, Arkansas. So let's talk about that. But before we begin, if you could share this video with a friend or family, that would make the world of difference. I try to produce as much content as humanly possible about Northwest Arkansas. Northwest Arkansas is by far the best place, the #1 place to live in America. And you can truly live, work, and play all in NWA. So thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. All right, so my perfect day in Rogers, Arkansas. So a little bit of a side story. There's gonna be 2 downtown sections to Rogers, Arkansas. There is the old downtown section. That's where Onyx lives. That's where the rail yard lives, which we will be talking about. That's where all those places exist on the far actual east side of Rogers. And then there's the other west side of Rogers, the other downtown section I consider. And that's gonna be more of the promenade, different kind of stores over there, a lot more entertainments over on that side. So we're gonna be talking about 2 different things, but we're gonna start actually on the east side, the old side, the OG side of Rogers, and we're gonna start at Red Barn Donuts. Now, I've talked about Red Barn Donuts on my channel before, and my gosh, their donuts are out of this world, but the thing I'm going for, if this is my perfect day in downtown Rogers, in Rogers in general, we're going for the Heart Attack actual sandwich. We're talking a glazed donut cut in half, all the fillings in between there. That's what I'm going for. Is it healthy? No. But it's my perfect day, so we're going for that. So that's the first sandwich I'm gonna go for, breakfast time. So I'm gonna start with Red Barn Donuts. If you are coming to, obviously, Rogers, definitely check out Red Barn. Well worth your time, amazing donuts. Love when they make donuts at actual place. So good, so fresh. That's where I'm starting for my perfect day. Now, obviously, there's other things you can get at Red Barn, but the next thing I'm gonna be really craving is coffee. And we're actually talking about 2 locations. The first one is more obvious, Onyx Coffee, located in downtown Rogers. Onyx Coffee, phenomenal coffee. I've talked a lot about them on the channel, of course. Top tier, like they take coffee and then they take it to the next level. So a gorgeous actually downtown section, their actual HQ itself. Great coffee, of course, but let's also mention Iron Horse Coffee right down the road from there. It is almost like a library vibe. So if you want to, maybe if you're not looking to necessarily also get into Onyx, but you want to go to somewhere else, definitely check out Iron Horse. Both have amazing coffee. Iron Horse actually leans more towards like library, kind of like a hangout vibe over there. So definitely worth checking out, like literally right around the corner from there. So that's the other place I might go to, but the first place I'm gonna be checking out for coffee is Onyx Coffee. All right, so we've got food, we've got coffee. Now the next thing I'm gonna do, in my perfect day, the next thing I'm gonna do is kind of like getting some movement, obviously. And the nice thing about downtown Rogers is that there's a lot of places to move. So the next thing I'm gonna go into is the rail yard. So the rail yard is right next to downtown Rogers, actually technically in downtown Rogers. So the rail yard is I would consider a easy to even extreme level of biking. So there's a lot of tracks and like paved tracks in the rail yard. So it's a lot of good practice area for people learning how to mountain bike, or kind of like, yeah, we'll call it mountain biking for the most part, just like learning how to ride more aggressively over jumps and stuff like that. And so the rail yard is kind of a fun place to practice that. They do have some easy stuff, but also some more extreme jumps. So just be aware of that. But the rail yard is gonna be where I'm gonna take my bike and head down there, because it's like literally a pedal away from Iron Horse and also Onyx. I'm gonna be going actually there for some exercise, some fun, and like learning some new skill sets for some biking stuff. So that's my next stop in my perfect journey and my perfect day for Rogers, Arkansas. Whoa, before I jump on to the next point, I have something brand new called Instant Home Updates. So maybe you're looking to move down to Northwest Arkansas and you're using things like Realtor.com or Zillow.com. Way too slow. So I made something called Instant Home Updates. Sounds exactly what it is. It's Instant Home Updates. Crazy concept, I know. Who'd have thought of it? So if you wanna make sure you don't miss a single listing, whether it's rental or home in Northwest Arkansas, enter your information below. Square footage, bedrooms, bathrooms, what are you looking for? What areas are you looking to move to? Enter your information below and I'll make sure you don't miss a single notification when it comes to looking for homes for rent or for sale here in Northwest Arkansas. Also, every single Friday I send an email out just kind of talking about all things NWA. What musicians are coming here, what new businesses coming here, what new, college career path can you take here, what new jobs are here, what are all the things that are happening in Northwest Arkansas, all the cool things, trail systems, grants, business, the whole thing. So if you want to keep up to date with all things NWA, enter your email below. I send that email out just kind of talking about every single Friday, but just a little heads up, you might get a little fear of missing out, a little FOMO, so to speak, but I'll make sure you're the most informed person eventually when you make your way down to Northwest Arkansas. Now that I've actually done a little bit of movement, obviously, the next thing I'm worried about is these are 2 different options here. Just like the coffee, we have 2 different options here. We're looking for some bodies of water. So in downtown Rogers, there's a lake called Lake Atalanta, and there's a big trail system over there. They've just redid the whole section like a couple years back. Like a lot of paved pathways. It's really, truly so picturesque. Like it's so easy to photograph there. Like all the times I've been there, which has been a lot, I'm like, this is just an amazing place. Like I would love to live right here. on the actual lake itself. But we can't. That's okay though. So definitely, I might be checking out Lake Atlanta either for some biking, some walking, some pathways. There's obviously swing sets up there for kids and families. So it's a great place to hang out. There's a big loop around the whole lake. And so that's a lot of fun. The other side is the other lake is Beaver Lake. Now, Beaver Lake is going to be my option potentially if I want to go jet skiing, if I want boating, fishing, all of those sorts of things. That's going to be kind of what I lean towards. Also kayaking. Beaver Lake is a very large lake and a long lake. So there's a lot of things to do on Beaver Lake, but that's one thing to consider is, what do you want to do, Lake Atlanta, or do you want to do Beaver Lake? Options. All right, so we're done playing the lakes. Now we need to talk about what's next on the list. What is next on Phillip's Perfect Day in Rogers? And that is going to be more food. Is that a shocker? No. So I'm going to be going up to Havana, the Cuban restaurant in downtown Rogers. And this is going to be our last stop in downtown Rogers before we head over to the west side of Rogers. But Havana is an amazing Cuban restaurant. It is so good because you get great Cubanos there, and just anything when it comes to Cuban cuisine, top tier, so fun. It is like stepping out of, like, obviously in America into Cuba to some extent, obviously minus geopolitical politics kind of stuff, but it's definitely they care the ambiance of Cuba itself and all the different things that come with Cuba when it comes to food, culture, and obviously drinking and all the alcohol. Like, I've never been to a place where I see like this massive wall of like things I don't know what these are. So it's so fun to go there and just like see all the things that they have from Cuba itself, and it's well worth checking out. And that would be my place to stop. I'm gonna get to Cubano. I'm gonna have a drink, but it'd be a fun time to say the least. But that's where I'm gonna be going for lunch, over in Havana Cubana restaurant. All right, now we're gonna zoom over to the west side of downtown Rogers, and we're looking to hang out at Topgolf. That's my next place to do. So Topgolf, great place to hang out. Obviously, if you are into, even if you're not into golf, it is just a fun place because you don't have to be a big golfer. You're not doing 18 rounds or 18 holes. We're just hitting golf balls all the way down the field, and it is fun no matter what. No matter who doesn't like that, and so. Grab some friends, pick them up along the way. We're going to Topgolf, and that is like a fun place to hang out because not only do they have like obviously golf is the thing, but drinks, food, fun stuff, TV, games, the whole thing. So Topgolf is a great place to hang out. Also, it's kind of, we're starting to get into that very entertainment section of downtown Rogers. So there's gonna be a lot of stuff to do there, hop from one thing to another thing to another thing. And so Topgolf is the next thing on my perfect day in Rogers, and I am excited for Topgolf. All right, so we're getting ready to kind of wrap up the night here. And so we need to stop at one more fun place. And that is gonna be one of my favorite places, Dave & Buster's. So I'm not gonna be going for Dave & Buster's for the food, even though they have it. There's another place, we're talking about that in a second. Not going there for the food, not going there for the drinks. I'm going there for the arcade. It is like the adult version of an arcade. Like, it is so fun to walk in there and be like, just a plethora of things to do when it comes to arcades, games, like whatever the games that you could think you'd want as an adult and like just like be around adults. Like, hey, let's go play like almost like a weird casino kind of game, or this arcade game or that arcade game, or just like anything like that. It is the adult version, obviously, of like, maturity version of an arcade, actual arcade place. So Dave & Buster's on my list, and I am stopping there for a good amount of time because I love Dave & Buster's. And then now we are going to be talking about food. What are we doing for food on my perfect day? And so, this is a little controversial, but I'm going to be picking up something on my perfect day that doesn't even exist yet, that isn't even built yet, but is coming soon. And I have talked about it in a video, and that is Texas de Brazil. One of my favorite restaurants from Chicago. It is a chain, it is a franchise, but my God, it is so fun and so good. So, little hack when it comes to Texas de Brazil. They are going to try to lure you into the buffet. Avoid the buffet. That's how they get you. Don't go to the buffet. Don't do it. So Texas de Brazil is literally a place where they just bring out all the meats. Any meat you could possibly imagine you'd want, they bring it out to you, they cut it up, and then put it on your plate. Like anything from anything. We'll leave it at that. A lot of meat there. So avoid the buffet, go for the meat. That's what I say. Once that opens in 2023, will I be the biggest fan? Will I be there on a daily basis? Who knows? You never know. But what I do know is that it's an amazing place, and I will definitely make it and add it to my perfect day in Rogers, that's for sure. All right, so I'm waddling out of Texas de Brazil. Now I'm thinking about, what is this last day gonna look like? What are we doing here? And so I'm on the west side of Rogers, can barely move as it is. Where could I go to? And the thing I'm thinking about is going to a concert, of course, why not? And so I'm over by the Walmart Amphitheater. If you don't know what the Walmart Amphitheater is, it holds like about 11 to 12,000 people, obviously. And it's a major pavilion where you obviously a lot of talent from all across America comes down to perform in NWA. So the nice thing is with the actual amphitheater is that we are connected, we are kind of smashed between like Kansas City and also Dallas. So we get a lot of top tier talent that kind of comes to the area on actually pretty good days of the week, meaning like they might go up to Kansas City on like a Friday, and then Saturday is going to be NWA, and then Sunday is going to be Dallas, or something along those lines. But we have some talent come through here quite quite often, like there's a lot of shows that with big talent that come through the actual spring, summer, fall time. And so whatever the concert is for that night, I'm gonna be there. And it's gonna be a lot of fun to be in like that amount of people and probably be with some friends and hang out at a concert. I still might be recovering from Texas Day, Brazil, but I do admit it'll be a lot of fun being at the amphitheater. So that is always a good time. All right, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for joining me in my perfect day in Rogers. It has been a lot of fun, a lot of fun. But if you are thinking about coming down here, I have a 3-day itinerary linked below. Maybe you're an adventurer, maybe you're a sports person, maybe you're a foodie, maybe you're a sightseer, maybe you have kids. There's a 3-day itinerary linked down below for you. So go ahead and download it, use it when you get down here. Also, when you do come down here, I can give you the $10 tour so I can kind of show you around the whole area. Plus, we can check out some homes for sale or for rent and see how far your dollar will go in Northwest Arkansas compared to where you're coming from. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.